What's going on? Boys, thanks to our patrons and Fiverr customers, arm yourselves. Difficult to classify stuff this time. This sort of thing gets requested constantly, but this was recommended most recently by at user WY6NX1DU7N. And with an aura like that, how am I to refuse? Typing notable and fictional people. I don't get it. It seems stupid to me. I don't know why you would want to waste your time on that and waste other people's time on that and engage in this whirlpool of nonsense. But for you, we'll make it happen. User, or excuse me, at user hyphen WY6NX1DU7N. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is a bit boring. While we're typing, I am going to share with you my experience witnessing an earth-shattering, life-altering ass in public. The last time this happened was, God, 3 years ago, maybe? Now, in real life, I tend not to lust very often. I don't stare at asses, I don't get in with the guy talk, and I don't engage with any of that for a few reasons. Mainly, I don't like a lot of what I see, at least enough to degrade myself to that degree. And lusting like that in real life feels like a loss, because it is a loss. If you are lusting like this in real life, you are admitting to and engaging in someone else's power over you. And is it an earned power, like someone beat you down, or they have convinced you, or they have manipulated resources better than you have? No, you are being disempowered, or at least affected, by someone's shitter who isn't even trying. And if you regularly feel drawn to that sort of thing, taken in by it, that's concerning enough, but to admit to it and to enjoy being disempowered in that way, there are a few words I would use to describe this sensation or this sort of person, but I don't want to be crass. Now, fortunately, I suffer either from low testosterone or terminal confusion, so these sorts of draws typically do nothing for me. I don't need to prevent myself from engaging in them, I just don't feel them. Now, that all said, I am heterosexual and I am human. And once every few years, I am powerless before a gigantic ass. And it always concerns me deeply when this happens. Because when this happens, it's like you're getting hit with a brick. It is hard. It is so hard. I cannot stress to you, it's painfully hard not to become disempowered by this force. Because it's not just present lust, it is the ghost of lust past. Despite your powerlessness, it is such a tremendous feeling. And this ass can have you questioning all of your decisions up to this point. Out in the world, hidden in plain sight, are asses this amazing. Why have I done anything in life? Why am I wasting time on dreams and ambitions when I could have been, or should have been, could be, should be perhaps, focusing all my attention and energy on nothing but behinds? But to get into what happened, I was getting into my vehicle, I was in a parking lot, and I see this woman walking across the way. She's wearing a button-up shirt and jeans, deliciously nondescript in her brownness. And I couldn't explain or communicate to you what I felt, and it was probably a combination of all these factors, but the shape, the texture of the jeans, the movement, the slight sway, and the long strides, the way the sunlight just barely reflected off the threads of the jeans and cast a shadow into her ass crack and up under her saddlebags, or around her saddlebags. And probably her age too, late 20s, close to my prime demographic. And these moments remind you you are human, your consciousness is sharing your shell with a number of other systems. Normally we talk about one of the systems being the shadow. This is not that system. Every single higher function stops mattering, stops working, except to question what the hell you've been doing your entire life up to this point. When I tell you I stared at her ass until I couldn't, staring like some kind of regret monster would kill me if I didn't, I probably could have looked away, to be fair, but I didn't. I didn't care if I was being disempowered in my moral system. I didn't care if I was being disrespectful in another person's moral system. I didn't care if she saw me. I didn't care if anybody saw me. If you tried to explain to me that there were other things to look at, I wouldn't be able to understand you because that ass was melting my ability to conceptualize, to engage in linguistics. And it was the most dreadful form of horny. I'm not even filled up, but I could cry with how overwhelmed I am by this feeling. Possibly, probably, because I know this is going to end soon. I have maybe 15 seconds more of non-cum heaven. And out of the depths of my unconscious mind, or perhaps my male soul, are so many words that need to be said, but can't. Ma'am, I need you to sit on my face. Ma'am, into my face, I need you to unload a foul gurgler that will putrefy my soul. Lady, I need you to break through the emotional barriers I have spent years erecting around my heart. I need you to be everything I have ever looked for in a partner, not just logistically or morally, but spiritually. I need you to be my anima made flesh. Then I need you to lock me in a cage. Not a metaphor this time. Then I need you to feed me a heroic dose of psilocybin. And to preface all this should all be framed as some kind of bonding experience on the spiritual and sexual sides of things. And then I'm going to need you to bring in some dude and get fucked over the top of the cage I am locked in. And I need you, so badly I need you, to reiterate to me, over and over again, how useless I am. And then I need you and your new lover to leave forever. Am I going to live? Am I going to starve to death or die of dehydration? That's going to depend entirely on how much piss you left. But ultimately at this point, my fate is in the hands of God. If I'm supposed to die, then I'll die. If I'm supposed to live, then someone will find me, or I'll find a way out. Maybe I will bend the bars open with my mind. And from that point forward, our lives diverge. But what's important is we have accomplished something here. Now, what that something is, I'm not sure. I am certain, however, that if there is a place to ascend to, this is the key. This is the key. And we have each other's keys for the cages we're trapped in, even though I'm the only one trapped in a cage. A metal one, anyway. These are the things I need you to do. And you enter this entire mental space just by seeing the right ass at the wrong time. And would you look at that, we have reached 10 minutes. I hope you have enjoyed this video of typing notable slash fictional people. I sure am glad that now that we have made good on the suggestions, we never have to make videos typing anyone or anything ever again. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't.